It's all about control. Narcissism is all about control. You see, as a narcissist, getting involved in different relationships, it was about the control that I had over those different relationships. You see, I would control over a period of time what they would think, what they would feel, how they would act, how they would interact. Oftentimes by them being afraid, by them being worried of how I was going to respond, how I was going to rage, how I was going to yell or get upset or get my feelings hurt or turn into the victim or whatever it might be. It's all about control. You see, the narcissist wants to be able to control the people around them. They want to be able to control the narrative that other people see and hear, and they want to be able to control other people's lives so that they only come back to the narcissist. You see, my goal as a narcissist, if I'm in a relationship with you, my goal as a narcissist is to control you. Because if I can control you, I can manipulate and change your perspective so that I'm the only person that you end up coming to, which makes you a long-lasting supply, which makes you a grade A supply, because I control the narrative, I control the perspective, I limit your worldview, I limit the things around that you see, think, and feel, and as a result, you only come back to me. This is why a narcissist a lot of times will isolate you from friends and from family. The reason why is because if they can isolate you from friends and family, those people in your life that would notice a couple little things, they'd notice a small red flag, how the narcissist talked, how they interacted, how they responded when you said no, and they might actually tell you about a red flag. Oftentimes you'll see someone in your life that'll bring up a red flag, bring up a problem, and you mention that to the narcissist. It's very easy for that person to somehow slowly fade out of your life, because of the fact that that narcissist saw that person as a threat to their control over you. And as a result, they slowly weaseled into your mind, into the other person's persona of everything going on, saying, hey, this person isn't very good for you. I'm the best option for you. Narcissism is about control. They want to control the narrative that you hear. They want to control the narrative of what you feel, what you think, how you respond. And oftentimes that response that you feel or you understand is very gauged of like, how do I respond today? Can I say this? Are they going to yell at me? Are they going to rage at me? Can I say this? Are they going to stonewall? Are they going to all of a sudden go silent? Can I bring this up? Can I share my feelings? Or are they going to attack me or say that they feel the same exact way when I know they don't? There's a lot of different aspects that a narcissist will control a person's emotions and their feelings, not letting them actually be vulnerable, not letting them actually communicate, hey, this is how I feel, because they realize if they do that, they're going to get yelled at, they're going to have rage, they're going to get gaslight. Like, that's not true. That doesn't exist. Like, that's just your perspective. Are you crazy? A lot of times you'll have the narcissist that wants to control the other person's emotions. The narcissist also wants to control the storyline that goes out to the public. They want to be able to control how everyone views them and how everyone views the relationship. This is why a lot of times you'll see a narcissistic relationship after they break apart and the narcissist moves on, discards, moves on, gets kicked out, moves on, whatever it might be, and they go to a new relationship and you see that from afar. Makes you start to wonder and doubt because you're like, wait a second, that looks like it's perfect. There must have been something wrong with me. No. What you're seeing is a narcissist in their craft being able to manipulate the story just right so that everybody thinks that they're an amazing person. I've done videos on here about the perfect partner. Like, a narcissist wants to think that they're the perfect partner and appear to be the perfect partner to everybody out there. They'll have a high sense of superiority, thinking that they're better than everyone else in their lives, including their partner, their spouse, their relationship, whoever is in that relationship with them. They'll think they're better than that. But they also want to make sure they're controlling the story and the narrative that goes out to everyone. This is why you have smear campaigns. This is why you have narcissists that will prep other people, that will prep other family members, that will prep the next victim to be able to discount your advice, your thoughts, anything. Because they want to be able to control the story, which ultimately controls you, which ultimately makes you come back to them, which ultimately gives them supply. they'll control that storyline with a smear campaign. So you might have valid points of how they abused, how they cheated, how they lied, how they manipulated, but they'll go ahead and they'll start a smear campaign on social media, with your family, with your friends, with your work. And this is very real. Like, we've seen it happen time and time again with people's families, that they'll be ostracized from their family when they didn't do anything wrong, but the narcissist stepped in and twisted the storyline. I've seen people that they've lost their jobs because the narcissist has stepped in and twisted the storyline so much that they lost their job. The narcissist will get in front of anything and everything they can, and oftentimes they're already ahead of it. Oftentimes they're already with someone new. They're with a new supply. They have a new supply lined up, and they're saying to them, they're letting them know, hey, by the way, there might be a chance that my ex might text you. They're a little crazy. They actually called me narcissistic, like a bunch of stuff like that. It's amazing how much they control. Again, they're controlling the narrative for the new person. That's why you have to be careful when you look at their relationship once you're out of it. Because otherwise you will start to doubt, you will start to question, because they're going to control the perspective that everybody sees, the perception that's given to the public. Narcissism is about control. They want to control you. They want to control your thoughts, your emotions, your will, your actions. They want to control your perspective of them and your perspective of everything else in the world, so that they can continue to tap you and use you as supply. This is the narcissist having someone on tap. Literally, that's what the narcissist thinks. Turn on a faucet of water and turn it off. I want you when I need you. I don't need you. I want you when I need you. I don't need you. It's what they do. They're all about the control. They're all about the manipulation of other people for their benefit, for their ego, for their image, for their own story. Guys, if you like what you see here, would love to have you subscribe. Would love to have you follow me on different platforms. So I'm mainly on TikTok. We've got Instagram, Facebook. Obviously, you're joining me here on YouTube, or you're listening on podcasts, either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave a message and rate the podcast. Leave a comment down below so I know how I can continue to grow, how to get better, and also what you're interested in hearing about next. I do meet with people one-on-one, so that's one of the chances I get to meet with some awesome people every single day. I work with people who are interested in healing, and sometimes that's in two different forms. Either one is a narcissist, so that they're actually coming to me saying, hey, I think I might be a narcissist, or I've got these narcissistic tendencies. How can I work on them? How can I change? I don't want to live in this cycle anymore. And those are some awesome opportunities to try to impact other people's lives for change and growth. And then I work with other people that have been abused in a narcissistic, a toxic relationship, and they're either trying to get out or they've left, they're doubting themselves, they're in a trauma bond, they're trying to work through their emotions and crazy life all at the same time. Maybe they need closure, multiple different things. And I have the opportunity and the pleasure of being able to work with those people to be able to help them find healing, growth, and change. Because that's why I'm on this platform. I'm on social media. I'm interacting with different people to provide awareness, healing, growth, and change. That's what Raw Motivations is all about. If you like what you see, subscribe and tune in for more. Thanks so much.